What's up, folks? Here we are with part 4 of this long, drawn-out chest freezer to Keezer conversion. I'm sure some of you are thinking, what the heck? How long does it take to convert a chest freezer to a Keezer? But at least I'm showing you my mistakes and my what I'm doing to when I change my mind or whatever. Maybe hopefully somebody will get something out of this besides me. But once again, I have changed just a little bit, and but I did make some good progress today. Uh, Originally, I had the corners in a 45, and it got to be to where it was just I was going to have to be too precise on everything. I said the heck with it. So basically what I did today was to cut my existing boards off. If you've been watching, these were all cut at 45s, and I was going to try to make them or angled and all that crap, and I said the heck with it. Instead of doing the overhang, I went to set it on top. So I just basically took the same boards I had and cut them off even. And as you see, I just made my little box out of the 1x4s that I already had. And I started out with some wood, not wood screws, but finishing nails. And I didn't think that was going to be enough. And I still got to sand that. Finishing nails, and actually ended up going and buying some L brackets, which you can't see. They're down in there. And so it's a good sturdy corner. It's not going anywhere. I'm pleased with that. Then I just went and bought some 2x4 studs and bulked up the inside so my seal would have a place to sit when I put my lid on. And so that turned out good. Everything's nice and even and all that good stuff. The corners came out just fine. I should have just, like I say, went with this from the get-go, and got a little bit of gap here and there, but you won't see that unless the lid's open, so it don't matter. I really didn't want this type of edge on the side to be able to see this, but what the heck, it's not that big a deal. You're going to see it mainly from the front anyway. The front looks fine, so it's I may end up just leaving it this color, not painting it, just leaving it natural. It looks pretty good. I'll put the lid on here in a minute and show you, but anyway, everything lined up nice and neat. Like I say, I got everything lined up. Everything's good and square, and I made the back part nice and flush. Since the lid needs to be flush with this, because as soon as I can find some, I need to buy me the aftermarket hinges, that will mount here into my lid. All that needs to be flush, so it doesn't matter about these gaps and stuff. I'm trying to decide. It's actually pretty heavy, but I don't think it's heavy enough to where when I mount my lid, on the back with the hinges, when I raise it up, I'm still afraid this is going to pull up. I have seen some folks just take and put a silicone bead on the bottom, like if this was turned over. They would put a bead of silicone or liquid nails or whatever and then flip it over. So basically that would be on the bottom, and that would be it. And I guess I just need to really think about it. But I still got enough room to do like a small bracket if I want to. So I may at least do, since I've got more room here in the front, at least do like a bracket here. And then over here do a little bracket here, just to make sure this thing's good and held down, because when I raise that lid up and it takes and puts all that weight back here, I don't want this front part to lift up. So may at least do that. And there's enough room, like I say, there to screw in some kind of bracket to hold it down. And then I'll silicone everything. I don't have to worry about the insulation I bought, the foam, whatever, so I'll take that back. And I think it's going to be plenty enough insulation. Silicone, all that in the corners and all that good stuff. But that's where I'm at right now with it, and I'm gonna put my lid on here in a second. But I got a question. I had made a template. I think I'd mentioned this before, using GIMP, the little Photoshop program, and basically just my taps on my kegerator are 5 inches apart, and so I just went into GIMP and made me a little template and done the first one here in the center. Right now I have 3 taps, and this thing will hold 8 kegs. I know I won't never have 8 taps, because I don't want to be in the same position I was to have 8 taps, no room to condition anything. So I figure maybe 5 taps, maybe, yeah, probably 5 at the most. I mean, that's a lot for me, no more than I drink, and even with the friends and stuff I have come over. That way, if I can hold 8 kegs in here, if I have 5 on tap, that'll leave me room for 3 to condition, whatever. So I want to start in the middle and work my way out, and that's the very center right here. Basically, I just measured and found the center of this area, which is right there. Draw a line and marked off my first tap in the very center, and here's the second one, and here's the third one on 5-inch centers like they are on my kegerator. And if I need to add 2 more down the road to get 5 taps, I'll just measure out 5 inches and add another one, and measure out 5 inches and add another one, and that'll be 5. And if if it comes down to it, I can do 6 and then 7 if I want to go that far. One question I had is why some people start like on one side and go left to right or right to left. My compressor hump is on the right, which will, I guess, be to I'll use that to set beer and stuff on, to because there won't nothing else be sitting there. My gauges are going to be in here, but my CO2 tank's going to be outside. But yeah, why do is there, make sure, because it's going to be a few days probably before I do any more, before I drill my holes for my tap. So why would some people not, I guess it also depends if you're going to have an odd number or an even number maybe, but still I've seen like some, even if they're going to have 2 or 4 taps, like an even number, they'll still even them out and start from the center and work their way out. But I don't know, I'm just wondering if I'm missing something on why people would start on the left side and work their way over to the right with their taps, or vice versa, right to left. But I just think I'm going to start in the middle. My drip tray right now on my kegerator is held on by magnets to the front of the door, so I'll probably do that same deal right here. Put some felt on the back of the magnet so I won't be able to scratch up this red paint. And yeah, throw me some feedback out there on that. Make sure before I drill these holes, I've already got them marked, so you can kind of see where I held my template up and made my little mark. So that's what I'm going with, unless somebody changes my mind. So give me just a second. I'm going to set the camera down and put the lid on there and see what you think. All right, I just basically set the lid on there. The seal's not on it. The liner for the bottom of the lid's not on there. It's still sitting over here. And I've got to get it back on, and the insulation, that's the insulation I'll take back to Lowe's because I'm not going to use it. I'll probably use that one piece because it was okay, and I'll probably just fill the rest in with the spare stuff that I was talking about. But the corners are going to stick out a little bit on the back, which I don't care. It's fine. Everything else probably needs to be scooted over to the left just a little bit. I just want to stick it on to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So I'll kind of step back here. And I'm still deciding on whether to paint this thing. It looks pretty good natural, I think. Just with natural wood. That's no kind of nothing on it other than the wood putty I put in my little holes right here. And I'll have to do that again, maybe once or twice more, and then sand it down. But yeah, man, I think that's going to be pretty good. Oh, and hockey player, appreciate you helping me out on the seal or the gasket for the lid. Looking forward to that. Even though you are doing that, I had already got, actually not already, but I have got the old gasket just to see what it'll do. I've got it soaking here in this old tub for a while in OxyClean, and then I may throw some Clorox on it, some bleach or some tub and tile cleaner or something, just to see if it cleans up, because really it's in good shape other than just being nasty. So if I get too impatient, I may go ahead and, if this one cleans up, I may go ahead and stick it on there and then swap the one out that you hooked me up with later. But yeah, this would kind of be the finished product without the obviously the seal gasket right in here. So I would have to mount all that back, and then something else that I've got to buy. The 2 things I've got to buy to finish this project are the hinges that will mount to the lid and into this wood collar. So I need 2 hinges, and then I need another Johnson controller. So, and then I can of course drill my holes and everything and switch everything over, and I'll be good to go. I guess I will drill my hole for my CO2 tank line probably back here somewhere in this corner, since my compressor is on this side and the hump's on this side, and my gauges are going to be over here. Yeah, I'll probably just drill a hole in here and run my line in and mount my gauges on the side somewhere inside. But yeah, tell me what you think. Make sure I'm not forgetting something else. And like I say, I thought about maybe finding some kind of thin I don't know, some kind of corner molding. Somebody had actually mentioned that on either my YouTube post or my home brew talk post, whatever. And just tied this ugly seam that I was trying to get away from. I guess you'd either have a seam here, and if you've done 45s, or a seam on the side, you're going to have a seam somewhere. But maybe I can find some kind of nice little trim that won't show up too bad if you, or I guess if it's not too thick to where it overhangs and all that stuff. I don't know what's available. I'll have to look and see, but still, that don't look bad. I mean, I guess I was being too anal about everything, but you walk down here and pour a beer, it ain't going to make a crap, no way. So there we go. That's where we're at right now. And like I say, I know this is like the fourth part of this series, and hopefully the next one will probably be the end of it. But like I say, I didn't want to make it one big, long, drawn-out thing, and I had some mistakes. So learn from my mistakes, and hopefully somebody get something out of it. And like I say, there we go. So getting closer. Questions, comments, lay them on me.